Hello, this is Russell from Russell Tracy Photography, and today I want to do a quick review slash self-critique of the photos that I took at last night's NCAA football game. So if you watched my video yesterday, I did a What's in My Bag NCAA football edition. These are the photos. These are a couple of photos that I got that I picked out that I want to talk about. So there's a couple things, and I'll get more in depth in this in another video for tips for shooting sports. But quick overview of a couple of things that I look at when I'm at the game, when I'm actually shooting, and what I look at when I'm going through the photos and picking out the photos. The first one is backgrounds. Clean backgrounds are key, and I've got a couple examples in here of some not so clean backgrounds and some not so clean backgrounds at work. So clean backgrounds, yes, it's not always possible to get clean backgrounds everywhere you go, but you should get there early if you've never shot somewhere and just walk around the field and look and see what's going to be in the background if you shoot from that position. Pick a couple spots that work out pretty good depending on if you're shooting both teams or not, what teams, depending on which way the team's going, stuff like that. Just find a good spot that will get you clean backgrounds. The second thing is, and it's probably my biggest pet peeve in photography, period, and you should be aware of it in camera, and if you screw it up in camera, you should definitely fix this in post. That's horizons. Horizons are my biggest pet peeve. If you blow a horizon and you publish a shot where the horizon is at an angle, it looks tacky, it looks unprofessional. Level your horizons out. Sports are played on flat fields. That should be a no-brainer, but I see a lot of sports photos that are, looks like they're running down hills. And it's not cross-country. The third thing is action. Now, there's two types of action, in my opinion. There's action on field, there's action off field. So the bottom line with action is you want it to tell a story. You want to be able to look at the photo and kind of be able to tell what's going on. And that's both on field and off field. Now, off field action, that includes, players on the sideline reacting to touchdowns or reacting to big plays. That, same thing with fans and stuff like that. So not all the action happens on the field. Depending on what you're shooting for and your purpose behind shooting, you might only need to get action shots. But if you're doing the game coverage, it's a good thing to remember to look off the field at the fans and the coaches and the players that are on the sidelines. The last thing is faces. I like photos that show faces because faces show emotion, and people should have some sort of emotional reaction to your photos when they look at them, and that could be like, just like a happy, like, wow, that's a really good shot, or like, holy crap, that's an insane play, or whatever it may be. But you want to show the emotion in the players as well, because a lot of sports, they're very expressive in their faces, and if you never get any faces in the photos, it really takes it really takes something that could be an amazing shot and not necessarily knocks it down to a not amazing shot, but it doesn't have the same feeling when you view it if the face is missing. So we're going to get into some of these, and we're going to look at them. So this is them coming out of the tunnel. A couple things. I kind of screwed this up. I wish I had shot straight onto the tunnel, but I'd never shot here before, so I didn't know which way they were going to run. I didn't know how they came out of the tunnel or anything like that. So next time I'll be shooting straight down the tunnel because I wanted to get this Norfolk State University logo in the background above the players. So I screwed that up. Moving along. Solid action shot here. This was at 400 millimeters on the 200 to 400. And I just forgot that it was a zoom lens and left it at 400 millimeters, and this is the result, but it worked out okay. Solid action shot here. Nothing spectacular. But with this shot, if you're shooting sports, this is the kind of shot that you should be able to get all day, every day. Just a solid, happens to be the quarterback running the ball, but just solid, clean action shots. Once you can do this, you can move on to, other stuff. But if you can't even get a good, solid, shot like this in focus, shows action, shows the play, that's one of the basics. This is, it's just one of those things that you should be able to do if you want to be a sports photographer. Now, this was an interesting one. I got a series of this, and he was coming over here from the left side of the photo and just kind of running straight through here, and I ended up getting a series of them like here, 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 and here. And this one, it just happened to be he was framed almost right in the center. He was actually looking this way, because in the other ones he started turning, and he started facing this way. It just happened to be one one that I liked. It's kind of kind of busy, but the framing is what I liked about it, because he's framed. There's nothing behind him. It kind of draws your eyes right into him. Now this is what I was talking about with distractions in the background. The first thing, and I don't know what the first thing you saw was, but the first thing that I noticed was this guy here in the background. Bright white shirt that's reflecting light, and no offense to him, but his bald head is reflecting a ton of light. It's a decent shot as far as action goes. You can't really see his eyes too much, but it's ruined by this guy standing in the background, and that's what I was talking about. Backgrounds. There's clean backgrounds, and there's distracting backgrounds, and then there's busy backgrounds that aren't distracting. I've got one later that I can show you. This one, I like this one. I was focused on the quarterback, obviously. I mean, you can see him staring right at the wide receiver, but I saw the wide receiver coming from my right, and he was getting ready to run in front of me. And I just started firing and just happened to get this one, so you could still see, everything that's going on here, and then him standing there like, hey, I'm open. Bright red shirt in the background. Wish I had seen it, but oh well. Just a standard action shot. Again, if you can't get a shot like this, just a standard, good clean background, good focus, this should be the first thing that you work on getting, just clean action shots. This one, it was another sequence. I liked this one the most because they're both in the air. All the other ones, either the running back here, his foot was on the ground, and then the ones before this one, his foot was on the ground, and then the ones after this, the defender's knees and legs started getting on the ground. But again, kind of a distracting background. There's not really much you can do about that because it's in the stands. Another solid, just clean action shot. Some people might say that the big play clock is distracting. It is, but it's part of the game, so I don't really find it as distracting as other things like this guy's big bald head. Same thing here, just solid action. I liked this one because you can see the defender's face and, just clean background. Same thing here. Fairly solid action shot. They were getting ready to push this guy out of bounds. Nothing too spectacular about this one. But this is the one that I wanted to talk about. So backgrounds, how they can be distracting or they can add to the photo. This one, the background happens to be the head coach and all the players standing there staring at, the play ending, by them tackling this guy out of bounds. So that's just one of the things that you got to remember. Just backgrounds can be distracting or not. They can be clean, there's nothing in the background, or they can be busy like this shot. But it adds to the photo because that's that's the team in the background watching the play. And that's it. So overall, I'm fairly happy with the photos. It's the first game of the season that I've shot, so I'm still getting used to the D500 and the 200 to 400 for sports. So I'm hoping by the end of the season, I'll be used to the camera and the lens and, be able to get back to where I used to be because I haven't shot football in a while. It's been well over a year. That's pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments, questions, anything that you want to know, anything that you want to see, leave a comment below. My contact info is in the description if you want to send me an email. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to post up a lot of videos. If you have any suggestions for videos, like I said, leave me a comment. This is Russell from Russell Tracy Photography. Have a good day.